Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, no longer Los Angeles, California, to be pseudo-specific. My name is BrianEngelman. Today is Friday, August the 8th, 2025, and this right here is your daily episode of Ding, the TNAM Daily Show on Dong, the New American Media. Thank you for joining us. On today's show, we're going to talk about Gina Carano settling her lawsuit with Disney. Question of the day, tell me, have you been watching the Star Wars Empire? I know, pardon the pun, the Empire Striking Back. Have you been watching the Star Wars franchise now that Disney has been running it? Disney, what is it? ABC, Disney, ESPN. Name me a woker combination than Jimmy Kimmel, constant Caitlyn Jenner and WNBA talk, and Disney. The woke Disney. We've seen it over and over and over and over again. Does this settlement mean that America's healing? That'll be a question of the day. Agree or disagree that this settlement proves that America's healing, and maybe we might be able to save ABC, ESPN, Disney from alienating any more viewers. So we're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to discuss what's going on with Venezuela's Maduro, who's been labeled a narco-terrorist, and a legal bounty has been placed on his head. Oh, this is an escalation, but is it overdue and necessary, much like gerrymandering to undo the gerrymandering? We're going to break it down. We're going to ask for your comments in the comment section. Let me just go ahead and throw the comments up here. Hello to everybody. Kenneth, Lake, Leon, and others. Thank you for joining. So let's, without further delay, launch into today's episode of the TNAM Daily Show.
Your guide to the truth, thenewamericanmedia.com.
Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, so question of the day, have you been following The Mandalorian and the new Star Wars stuff? Have you been watching it? I got to admit, I have not been. I'm theoretically interested in the Star Wars universe. I watched a couple of the new ones when they came out. I don't know. I'm trying to remember how many have been out. I recently sold a VHS set because I do some reselling. By the way, anybody out there also a reseller on either Mercari or Dibdit or Whatnot or eBay or Marketplace or whatever? I don't know. I just always grew up with garage sales. I always grew up with swap meets and estate sales, and it's a great way to cycle through stuff and collect and trade and sell and gain utility out of things. But I sold a package of the Star Wars original trilogy on VHS. I think it was printed in 1995, this particular version. I got a few bucks for it. You know, cool. I picked it up for whatever, next to nothing at an estate sale, or I purchased it myself. It's hard to tell even sometimes how you acquire things. And But yeah, I didn't make myself. I set aside some time and I decided to watch the full Star Wars series from front to back. I mean, if I watched it as a little kid, I don't really remember it. I mean, uh, the first one came out before I was alive. Second one before. Anyway, I was very young, and you catch scenes over the years, but yeah, I watched it front to back. But we saw with Snow White and all of the woke stuff going on with ABC, ESPN, Disney, just constantly pushing the deep state divisive narrative. Uh, it's really changed the companies, and it's really changed the fabric of America because it's just become a straight on propaganda arm of the Democrat Party. Is that something we're big fans of, or is it not? So, question of the day: do you think that Gina Carano? Wait, I guess instead of do you think, Gina Carano's settlement with Disney proves America is healing. Do you agree or disagree? So type that in the comments as we unpack the story a little bit and tell you about what's happening in the news today. Hit like, hit subscribe, however you are watching. Another alternate question of the day, QOTD. Type it in the comments. Do you have anything interesting on tap for the weekend? What do we have on tap for the weekend? Are we working? Are we relaxing? Do we have obligations? Are we accomplishing things? Are we completing long overdue projects? I have a few outdoor projects. I got projects upon projects that I'm working on. How about you? All right. Let's jump into the new American media. We're going to go through X today. Pinned right here at the top of our screen on X. We're at American_media_. That is our link to our Patreon account. Thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers. And if you haven't yet and might consider, it's super cool. It's like $5 a creation or 15 a month or 100 a month or whatever. You can sign up and support independent journalism and the efforts that we bring you fun shows, educational fun shows each and every day. 6 days a week at least. And also check out our special episode from yesterday. I did a 3-hour episode with my uncle Bruce. He is an author. He is a pastor. He's a historian. He's a political pundit. He's a sports guy. I mean, I look at the life and career of my uncle, and there are some overlaps. You can see a couple of overlapping skill sets. But we talked yesterday. What were the topics? We got into UFOs, gerrymandering, Ghislaine Maxwell and the foundation of Israel, and our deep state, both in 1947. Also, Federal Reserve, private banking cartel ties with China, Jeffrey Epstein, Ukraine. We briefly touched on Hiroshima and a whole bunch of other things, including the Cleveland Indians, woke cancel culture, and more. So check out that show. That's on our YouTube page and our Rumble page. Good chat. Yeah, David Bann was there. What's up, David? David says, good show last night. Yeah, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. It was a sort of pseudo unannounced. It wasn't really even on the calendar, but you happened to notice. David, any takeaways from yesterday? Is that the first interview that you've seen with Bruce Engelman? And did you have any major takeaways or key points or questions or comments on yesterday's show? Very curious to get your thoughts. I looked back, and I believe the last time I had Bruce on the show was roughly a year ago. He was on a week or two after, couple weeks after, shortly after the Butler, Pennsylvania catastrophe. And of course, Bruce, as he mentioned, he was going to school in Pennsylvania. And so he has ties with the Butler community growing up in Cleveland, Ohio and whatnot. But we got into a lot of topics. I want to tell you about something else that I'm going to be doing another show today Where is the here? Let me. Hey, John, I'm live right now on the TNAM Daily Show here on the New American Media. Anyway, so my joining the Meme Wars show tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. What are the details? Do I get what format will you be streaming in? Will you be on Restream? Will you be in something else? Oh, doggone it. I pressed the button and it stopped. Hey, John, quick question. I'm broadcasting live about Meme Wars at 2 p.m. Eastern Time today. What are you broadcasting through? Can you remind me? Will it be Restream? And if so, can I stream to our X and YouTube account or Rumble account or anything from your account? If not, can I stream through there? Also, if none of those, how can I tell my audience to find your thing if they can't find it through mine? Hit me back with a text, and I will try to tell them by the end of the show. Okay. Just sent that message to John Odermatt. So I'll be doing Meme Wars, M-E-M-E, Meme Wars. Not Star Wars, Meme Wars at 2 p.m. Eastern today. And it'll be John Odermatt, Brian, I think, well, it's John Odermatt. Brian McWilliams, I think, will, I think that's what the deal is. I don't have all the details. And that kind of makes it a little tricky. Yeah, maybe Brian McWilliams and John Odermatt on Lions of Liberty today at 2 o'clock. Also, a challenge to the regulars. I consider myself to be a bartender. I have done the bartending gig for many a bar, many a location, many a year. Welcome to my establishment. Belly up to the bar, sit down. We'll talk about all the stuff on the screens behind us. That's what we do here at the TNAM Daily Show. And where was I going with that? I'm looking at 7 screens, changing my opinions, or changing the, what in the world am I talking about? Belly up to the bar was the comment, and then I switched the graphic. The hell was I talking about? I know I was talking about Meme Wars and John and Brian McWilliams, and I'm going to try to find out by the end of the show how you can check out that program. Should be a link. I'll at least share it on our X feed, provided I get all that info in time. But that'll be fun. Those guys, we've been doing shows with Brian McWilliams and the Lions of Liberty crew with Mark Clare and John Odermatt for years and years. I think John Odermatt said I was the first podcast he had ever done, the first show he had jumped onto as a guest. And then now he's been doing, 1,000 episodes of Finding Freedom and all that stuff with Lions of Liberty. But looking forward to that conversation. Stay tuned, and I'll try to get you an update. Okay, let's go side by side here and get back to the news. But yes, there's our live feed today. All right, we're going to work our way backward through our X feed and talk about what's going on in China. Yes, is this a repeat, or is this... what's going on?
In China prompts the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, to issue a travel warning. More than 7,000 cases of this disease have been reported so far. State Department correspondent Jillian Turner has details tonight, live from the State Department. Good evening, Jillian.
Good evening, Brett. The CDC, as you mentioned, is warning Americans traveling to China about chikungunya. It is a virus that spreads to humans through infected mosquito bites. It can cause severe illness with symptoms that mimic pretty closely dengue fever and Zika virus, mostly found in Africa. Here's what the CDC says about it. They say most people infected get better within a week. However, some can have severe joint pain for months to years. Other symptoms include severe fever and fatigue. The outbreak now is in the Chinese province Guangdong.
Some of the tasks that I was discussing with you, yeah, there's mosquitoes, man. I can't stand those little things. I would love to eradicate those things. Absolute genocide on the mosquitoes. I don't know where you stand on Israel and Palestine, but I am pro-genocide when it comes to mosquitoes. If there were 0 mosquitoes forever, I would be very happy with that. Very happy with that. I'm watching this story unfold, and I'm like, is this I remember 4 years ago when Trump was having a successful presidency, and I remember China unleashing a bioweapon on us before. Is that what's happening here? What do you mean unleashed? You know that happened organically at a wet market. Excuse me? You mean like Hershey, Pennsylvania? There's been an outbreak of rich chocolatey goodness. I wonder what it could be. It's because a bat kissed a pangolin. And then they met a turtle. And then it happened naturally. Nah, not buying that. You got to be a special kind of stupid to believe something like that. Look at Jon Stewart's skit on the Stephen Colbert Show. Awesome. Awesome skit. But I'm watching this going, where's the date? I don't see a timestamp. Like, this feels like the beginning of COVID. Like, I could just close my eyes and think about the last time China attacked us with a bioweapon. Oh, no, it escaped naturally. Oh, you mean like a second ago you were telling me it happened naturally in nature because a bat kissed a penguin? And then the penguin sneezed on a turtle, and now everyone has COVID, and I have to bury my mom and brother? Yeah, okay. Cool story, bro. Cool story. But I'm watching this just going, I've seen this play before. Yeah, I'm holding China personally responsible. They don't get the benefit of the doubt from me. I'm not going to believe it was an accidental lab leak instead of an intentional lab release. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. It's up to them. The burden of proof is for them to prove it was an accident, not for me to have to find proof that it wasn't. No, thanks. No, you did this on purpose, and you definitely weaponized the 2020, all of 2020. Coordination with the CCP and the Biden regime that overthrew the United States in 2020 to make sure that they removed Trump from office, to have 4 years to flood the borders. Yeah, I'm old enough to remember recent history. And I'm watching this clip going, where's the timestamp? Is this from... I actually looked at the people down here on their all-star panel coming up like, is this a recent cast or an old cast? And Brett Bayer's timeless. He's a news robot. If you created a news bot, he would look and talk and speak and act and dress like Brett Bayer, wouldn't he? Yes, he would. I am professional news bot. Listen to me explain to you the things that are happening, the who, what, where, when, and why. I mean, Brett's just been a consistent staple for how many years now? Love him or hate him or indifferent. I mean, kudos for the longevity, right?
It's near Hong Kong with more than 7,000 cases reported.
Kenneth, are you asking if you can treat COVID-19 with Mad Dog 2020? I don't know, man.
So far, prompting some pretty dramatic measures to contain the spread, like mandatory insect repellent blasts for people entering the area, mandatory property checks for stagnant water, which attracts mosquitoes, and when found is now punishable by fines or even arrest.
If you happen to get this, they're quarantining you in hospitals.
Oh, you're being kidnapped on top of it. Oh, isn't that super? Oh, isn't that great? Yeah.
With mosquito netting and not letting you out for a week. These are the kind of draconian responses we saw with COVID. We're seeing it again.
The CDC says Americans traveling to 8 other countries are also at elevated risk of exposure to the virus, even if there is no current outbreak there. People at risk for more severe cases of chikungunya include newborns, seniors 65 years and up, as well as people with diabetes or heart disease.
Now that's reminding me exactly of the demographics of most of the people who were impacted by COVID, right?
Now, the good news is that unlike COVID, deaths from this disease are exceedingly rare. You can also protect yourself by getting vaccinated against it.
Oh, boy.
Or by preventing mosquito bites in the first place through all the usual mechanisms, insect repellent, netting, wearing long sleeves, and staying in air conditioning. Brett?
Jillian Turner live at the State Department. Jillian, thank you.
Well, doggone it. They want you to stay in for the summer. John Rich here. What's he showing us about Bill Gates?
Now, malaria is, of course, transmitted by mosquitoes. I brought some here so you could experience this. We'll let those roam around the auditorium a little bit. There. There's no reason only poor people should have the experience. Now, malaria's...
John Rich says Bill Gates loves mosquitoes that carry a good profit-generating, put the world in a chokehold style virus. Oh, boy. Let's take a look what's going on with trending news. Fannie Mae. What's the latest? It started trending. Can't figure out why. Why is SCOTUS trending? Do we have a SCOTUS ruling? Merrick Garland would be on Supreme Court if it was not for Mitch McConnell. Thanks, Mitch. You helped America dodge a bullet. Oh, there he is saying that he personally approved. Oh, take a listen.
There are, however, certain points I want you to know. First, I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter. Second, the department does not take such a decision lightly.
Oh, yeah, you did. And you're going to be in big trouble with the grand conspiracy, pal, Attorney General Merrick Garland. Okay, I'm not sure why SCOTUS is trending. I was just trying to stay on top of it if news is coming in. While we're talking, what is the Supreme Court to hear case against the... Well, what's something from today? What's the latest? Why is Supreme Court denied Trump a change? What is this wrong again? Arguing over what? Okay, I don't know. That's what I get for going off script. All right, let's get out of the Supreme Court trending stuff. All right, well, that's the clip I just shared with you. Liz Churchill is saying to arrest Bill Gates. It's happening again because he wasn't thrown in prison the last time. He's committing biological war crimes with the Chinese communists. The CDC is warning Americans traveling to China with more than 7,000 cases reported of hand, foot, and mouth disease. Doggone it. Doggone it. All right. Meanwhile, in Australia, if there's going to be age verification, everyone's going to have to go through age verification process, right? Yes, yes. So it's not just about kids. It's about everybody, right? Yes. The Australian government is about to sneak in digital online ID through the back door under the guise of protecting children. This has just started to happen in the UK, and the EU are following. They are panicking. The whole world is waking up in real time and need to control and censor the internet as quickly as possible. It's not a coincidence. This is a sudden happening everywhere. Protect the internet with everything that you have. What is encephalitis? Is that a swelling of the brain? Chronic traumatic encephalopathy is brain damage. Repeated brain bruises, right? From CTE, from concussions. Beam me up, SCOTUS. All right, not sure why that video is not playing, but we'll keep it moving. Never forget what these people did. Hey, take a look. Millions of deaths and injuries, and not a single person has yet to be held to account. I don't know. What is the consensus? Do we know how many people have been damaged by... Yeah, and as we remember Howard Stern,
get the shot.
Let's remember Howard Stern's greatest hit here. I mean, you're remembered by little sound bites, I suppose.
Will not get the shot.
When are we going to stop putting up with the idiots in this country and just say, it's mandatory to get vaccinated? F them, f their freedom. I want my freedom to live.
F them, F their freedom. That's who Howard Stern turned into. So never forget who these people are and what they did. All right, Benny Johnson here. He's a Trump attorney flashback about Letitia James. Now the Department of Justice has opened a grand jury investigation into New York Attorney General Letitia James, tied to the Trump civil case. Check this out.
Let me just say this to
Flashback.
Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term, because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time. And we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. And I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again. Let me just say this to Big Tish James.
There you go. So now it's happening. Department of Justice grand jury investigation into New York AG Letitia James. She campaigned, hey, put me in office and I'm going to go after this guy. We're going to weaponize our government. I guess I could switch my virtual background back to what it was. Although it is football season, preseason's here. Are you excited for your team? Do you watch? Are you aware that I have a sports show called The Unhappy Hour? By the way, I have pins and merch available for $75. I'll send you all 3 of these things. 2 sets of 4 Ohio coasters, The Unhappy Hour, 1 circle, 1's Ohio shaped, and a pin. $75. Shoot it over on Venmo. Oh, let me put the tip jar up here on Venmo so you can see it. Like I said, Patreon at The New American Media, Venmo Cash App, Brian Engelman, my name, and fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com is the PayPal email address. Fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com. Scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If any of you want to get some of our merch, let me know. $30 for a set of 4, $50 for 2 sets of 4, $25 for the pin, shipping included. Just put your address in the Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal subject line. And if you want the coasters, tell me, do you want the circle one or the one shaped like Ohio? Along with your address, and I'll ship it out to you. But how many of you are aware that I do a sports show? Anyone? It's called the Unhappy Hour Sports Show. Here's Eric Metcalf, Cleveland Browns and NFL legend.
Hi, this is Eric Metcalf, and you're watching the Unhappy Hour.
That was pretty cool. Also coming up, I believe in 2 weeks, we'll have Mike Barra, myself, and probably Jim Mitchell on Strictly Football, trying to figure out the best day and time for that. But yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of football, so I'm super excited that it is back. It signals a changing of the times. Just something about fall, something about the regeneration. I know fall is like heading into winter, but it's different with football. It's like it's an activation. And it's the process of going through the heat, and then as things cool off, like it's just a battle. You're just battling for months. I love the game of football. So, yeah. Just wanted to mention that I do that as well, in case you weren't aware. All right, so here we go. Let's break down the Department of Justice opening the grand jury investigation of New York Attorney General Letitia James for deprivation of rights. Yeah, there's civil rights abuses.
Washington, what do you know, David?
Hands down.
Well, hi, Dana. 2 well-placed sources.
And it's attempting to overthrow the leadership of the United States. I mean, it is straight treason. Sorry, wrong die. I need to put up another screen, I guess, so I can
familiar with the probe. Tell Fox News that New York Attorney General Letitia James and
who's Eddie Munster here?
Her office is under investigation by the DOJ here in Washington. We're told that Attorney General Pam Bondi signed off on the probe. Subpoenas were sent to James's office, and there is a grand jury investigation underway in the New York State capital of Albany. The specific investigation, my colleague Jake Gibson, Ashley Oliver, and myself are being told involves deprivation of rights, which in plain language means someone in a position of legal authority violating someone else's constitutional or legal rights. Those sources tell Fox News the DOJ is going after James because she took then former President Donald Trump to court, quote, simply because she didn't like him and campaigned on getting him.
Yeah.
The DOJ, led by Bondi, believes she violated his First Amendment rights dealing with free speech. James has said before she believed Trump inflated his net worth to get good deals on loans from lenders and other financial benefits. Ms. James won in a court judgment of over $450 million against the Trump Organization. Trump is appealing, and it's pending. The entire scope of the grand jury probe in Albany, Dana, is...
That should all be reversed. That's so absurd. There's no there.
Unclear. Grand juries are secretive, but we've learned from these well-placed sources it stems from a recent strike force set up inside the Justice Department to investigate an alleged plot to tie Trump to Russia in 2016. Sources say that strike force has expanded to other topics. Now, to recap, the Justice Department has initiated grand jury proceedings in Albany, New York, against the Empire State Attorney General Letitia James. But remember, this is important. A grand jury simply decides if there's enough evidence to indict. To be clear, we are told this is very early in the process. office. And no one, as I speak to you right now, is facing any charges at this time. Fox News reached out to Attorney General James's office multiple times, but we've yet to hear back. Dana?
All right, David.
Yeah, I'm not surprised if you don't hear back. By the way, here's an update, a time adjustment on Meme Wars today. Also, you can go find the stream on YouTube. It's going to be Lions of Liberty. If you guys would be so kind as to go over real quick, start a second tab right now, open up a YouTube page or a Rumble page and type in Lions of Liberty. Lions of Liberty. And subscribe to their channel. We're going to be going live at 3 p.m. for an episode of Meme Wars today. And you can check it out on their channel. 3 p.m. Eastern time today. All right? All right. All right. It's all right. There we go. Good. I'm glad I got that update for you. Yep. You aren't allowed to do what they have done. Here, let me
What do you know, David?
Well, hi, Dana. Two well-placed sources familiar with the probe tell Fox News that New York Attorney General...
Undo repost. There we go. All right, Eric Daughtry is reporting federal court has just reversed Judge James Boasberg's insane order of contempt against the Trump administration for deporting criminal illegal aliens under the Alien Enemies Act. The cosplaying President Boasberg lost. Article 2 wins. It was 2 Trump judges versus 1 Obama judge on this panel. We've got to get control of our lawfare. And I don't understand how non-judges can become judges, how non-residents of the United States can become, et cetera. I mean, you get what I'm saying. I don't know how non-judges can become judges and just act as activists and not be able to get overruled when they're not ruling based on the law. I mean, what the hell? Am I right? Nick Sorter says a federal appeals court just reversed the activist Judge Boasberg's order attempting to hold the Trump admin in contempt for deporting illegals under Alien Enemies Act. Big win for Trump. This Boasberg loser needs to be impeached. How many more rulings of his are going to be overturned? Yeah, I feel like there should be. How about that? That's a good idea. You know how they have, like in baseball, 3 strikes and you're out? If your rulings are being reversed, shouldn't there be some sort of metric that would be able to aggregate that and 10 strikes and you're out or something? If you're ruling on stuff haphazardly and incorrectly, shouldn't you be replaced just like a bad umpire would? Tell that to Angel Martinez, right? All right. Well, here, Senator Ashley Moody says dictator Nicolas Maduro is the head of the criminal cartel De Los Sols. America will not stand by while Maduro tries to flood our country with drugs and terrorize the people of Venezuela. This $50 million reward makes clear that this administration will hold this thug accountable. So this is a big story. Attorney General Pam Bondi has a statement. Let's play this from her.
Department of Justice and State Department are announcing a historic $50 million reward for information leading to the arrest of Nicolas Maduro. Maduro uses foreign terrorist organizations like TDA, Sinaloa, and Cartel of the Suns to bring deadly drugs and violence into our country. To date, the DEA has seized 30 tons of cocaine linked to Maduro and his associates, with nearly 7 tons linked to Maduro himself, which represents a primary source of income for the deadly cartels based in Venezuela and Mexico. Cocaine is
the deadly cartel. I feel like she's overacting a little bit. It feels like it's a high school play. I don't know, something about the lighting's off, something about her demeanor's off.
Often laced with fentanyl, resulting in the
often laced with fentanyl. Are they doing it? Are they allowing it? They aren't catching it.
Loss and destruction of countless American lives. The DOJ has seized over $700 million of Maduro-linked assets, including 2 private jets.
including 2 private jets. Like she's just overacting the scene. Just talk to us. I don't know. Is this the best take how many takes did she do? She could have done another more natural take. She looks very stiff, very rigid, this is very forced, and not to say it's inauthentic or anything. I'm judging the delivery of it.
9 vehicles and more. Yet Maduro's reign of terror continues. He is one of the largest narco traffickers in the world and a threat to our national security. Therefore, we've doubled his reward to $50 million. Under President Trump's leadership, Maduro will not escape justice and he will be held accountable for his despicable crimes. If you have any information to bring this criminal to justice, call 1-202-307-4228 or go online.
All right. So it's on with Maduro. Why Maduro? Why now? But then again, I mean, how long has this been happening? And how much damage has it been causing to our country? I mean, I don't think I have as big a problem with cocaine as I do with fentanyl, with heroin, with, I don't know. Fun fact about me. You may or may not have guessed this. I have never intentionally done cocaine in my lifetime. Not a single time have I intentionally done cocaine in my lifetime. Would you have guessed that about me? And how many of you could say the same thing, that you've never intentionally done cocaine in your lifetime? Feel free to not answer by incriminating yourself, but answer in a way that tells me the answer without saying the answer, if you wish. You could say the French toast flies alone if you'd rather not incriminate yourself, but go, nah, man, I'm not, I can't say that. The French toast flies alone. Also, I mentioned it earlier, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, all the other places the New American Media exists. Go follow us. Instagram, Facebook, Truth Social, Rumble, Odysee, Twitch, Kick, DLive, and YouTube at the New American Media. We're on Telegram and Signal at TNAM and TNAM Chat. We're on X at American_Media_. And our podcast is the Agree to Disagree Show on Spotify and Apple. I did drink Coca-Cola, though. Yes, I did. I drank that Coca-Cola. Guilty as charged. All right, so what else? Hey, Gina Carano here. Let's take a watch. Being interviewed. All eyes on the story of Gina Carano's unfair cancellation today. Gina rose to international fame when she landed the role of Cara Dune in The Mandalorian, and what followed was a ride from another galaxy that ended with an unfair Hollywood cancellation.
A massive community now around a character, and in turn, kind of you. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they were expecting such a great reaction from my character. She just kind of like took over. I mean, they had all of these statistics where I was like, basically me and, little Grogu, people loved us. And The Mandalorian as well. But I don't know, my character took off and I just interacted with the fans. I loved it.
A massive community now around.
And so things were going well, and then they weren't. But here we go. Gina Carano has now settled her dispute. They had a lawsuit going. Let's take a look at the statement from Gina Carano here. I have come to an agreement with Disney Lucasfilm, which they wrote it twice, so I read it twice. I don't pre-read my stuff, so I guess if I were to pre-read everything, I'd know what's coming. It's more fun this way. I've come to an agreement with Disney Lucasfilm, which I believe has the best outcome for all parties involved. I hope this brings some healing to the Force. I want to extend my deepest, most heartfelt gratitude to Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a man I've never met who did this good Samaritan deed for me in funding my lawsuit. Thank you, Mr. Musk, and X for backing my case and asking for nothing in return. I didn't quite remember that was part of this story. To my lawyers at G. Share Jaffe, who walked me through this unknown territory, thank you for your wisdom and guidance. I am humbled and grateful to God for his love and grace in this outcome. I'd like to thank you all for your unrelenting support throughout my life and career. You've been the heartbeat that has kept my story alive. I hope to make you proud. I'm excited to flip the pages and move on to the next chapter. My desires remain in the arts, which is where I hope you will join me. Yes, I'm smiling. From my heart to yours, Gina. And I believe she was canceled because she said my pronouns are beep, bop, boop. Let's ask Grok. Why was Gina Carano canceled? I guess she said her pronouns were beep, bop, boop, along with other things. Oh, look, something about the Holocaust is why Grok says she was. She shared an Instagram post that compared and contrasted. By comparison, there's also contrast, being a Republican in the U.S. to being Jewish during the Holocaust. Oh, you mean people were hunted for their existence, for the things that make them them? No, you can't change being Jewish. You can change your political ideology. No, you're not going to change my political ideology. That belongs to me. You don't have that. That's not your choice to make. Yes, that's a part of me that's not changeable. Suggesting that political persecution is bad, okay? Controversial statements. There we go. Mocking pronoun usage by adding beep, bop, boop to her Twitter bio, which was perceived as dismissive of transgender issues. Who cares? Says who? This instant fascination with 1,000 pronouns never made any sense. It's been a virtue signal at best. And if you want to do that, you can please still go ahead and do that for you. If you deem it to be necessary to broadcast to the world pronouns and the like, have at it. I don't think I care enough to try to say that should be banned. If you want to self-identify as someone who wants to share your personal, whatever that is, whatever that journey is with other people, that's up to you to determine. That's up to you to put out there. But trying to pressure other people to participate in it, it's like Dave Chappelle said it. I forget which skit or which part of which one of his specials. But he's like, you do you, but like, to what degree are you demanding I participate in your situation? It's not up to me to participate in your thing. That's your thing. You do your thing. So it's an interesting situation we have. Posting anti-mask and anti-COVID-19 lockdown sentiments. Oh, and then having a problem about voter fraud in 2020. Calling out the fact that very little about 2020 seems to make any sense at the time, and in hindsight, and right now, it seems less and less likely that history is going to be kind to the people that silenced those who said, nope, 2020 was pristine. Pristine, you say? Oh, I beg to differ. And she was canceled for having a voice. How many of us were canceled for having a voice? Oh, it didn't serve me well. Did it serve you well to be outspoken, or did you have to shut up, sit down, shut up? Anyway, Gina Carano, healing and a future collaboration with Disney on her hands, potentially. Good luck to you. Where was I? Where was my feed? It was here. All right. So bravo. John Rich, I found 2 of his posts. He said, over the past 2 years, 3 of my friends have been rushed to the hospital for severe heart palpitations and arrhythmias. All 3 were diagnosed with myocarditis, and all 3 took the COVID jab. Reminder, there is no statute of limitations on crimes against humanity. Also, let's remember when Fauci and the government banned hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, monoclonal antibodies, and other potentially therapeutic options because it didn't make them money. People like my brother had to get buried into the cold, hard ground. Thanks for nothing. I hope there's no statute of limitations on going after Fauci for that either. They had no right to limit what we could get access to. They had doctors terrified to prescribe ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, which may or may not have helped. But I know what didn't help. What didn't help was not getting the proper dosages of any of those. Monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. Couldn't find it. They were terrified to give it. When they did give IVM, they gave it at 12 milligrams instead of 60 based on body weight. Everything was messed up. Everyone was terrified because of the tyranny of the Biden-Obama regime that seized control in 2020 and just turned America into a police state, a totalitarian nightmare. Never forget and never let these people off the hook. Thanks, John Rich. Thanks for reminding me about that. Kenneth is going to be like, vibes checked. Vibes check. Or no, vibe check. Either way, I know. People have, I've heard, it only bugs me if I think about it. I've said that for several different things. I don't think about things all day long. I couldn't possibly imagine that. But, you know, when I do think about it, it sort of bugs me. All right, that Star Wars girl here says, whatever was in those emails were so bad, Disney would rather apologize to Gina Carano and pay her rather than reveal them to the public. Let that sink in. Well, maybe. Maybe so. What are we watching here? Eyal Jacoby, 23-year-old UPenn grad, incoming MIT student dedicated to combating anti-Americanism. Following the Lebanese government's unanimous vote to disarm Hezbollah, Islamists have taken to the streets threatening S-bombings and mass killings. Islamists are a threat to every society they're in, says Eyal Jacoby here, showing this video as something like that. All the illuminated. I wonder what's making those lights. They all on bikes? Not sure what I'm watching. Amuse here wants to remove this Harris County judge, Lina Hidalgo, who struggled with mental health problems since she took office. For the sake of Houston and Harris County, she should be removed for incompetence under Chapter 87 of the Local Government Code. Listen to the exchange. Oh, boy.
So the motion is to set a public hearing on August 15th, 2025 at 10 a.m. to consider for the Harris County General Fund the proposed 2025 tax rates. Bring the kids here and ask each member yes or no. Yes, Commissioner Garcia.
Point of order. There's been a motion made, no second, and we're in discussion. So
I didn't make a motion. I just read what it's going to be.
No, you said.
No, I didn't say. No, I didn't.
Yes,
okay, well, I take it back.
Education's important.
So kids, we're trying to see. Can you guys count to 3? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm 1. So we need 2 and 3. We need 3 votes so that we can put this on the ballot. Okay. So you guys help me count. Right now we have 1. 1. Okay, say 1. 1, 2, 3. 1. Okay, so we'll okay, so let's see who's going to be number 2.
Who took the time to come and all the educators.
Kids, come on down. Let's see if she says yes or no. Come on down over here. Come on, because this is not about politics. This is about.
Oh my gosh. If you ever had to, this is reminding me of like an HOA annual meeting or something. Oh, I'm having flashbacks.
Kids, come on down.
Judge. Excuse me, Judge Hidalgo. Part of education is respect. Travis County, they spent 2 years working with subject matter experts.
We spent 4 years.
Excuse me, Judge, please be respectful, at least
education
to
is truth-telling. Don't give the kids this example of making things up. This has been going on for 4 years.
Excuse me,
4
our
years.
Children are hearing
the truth.
Is this?
Okay, I can't listen to 2 more minutes of this, but enjoy it if you choose to. It's just going to keep going on and on. It's like triggering something in me, reminding me of some of these HOA meetings. Oh, goodness. The battles we had to just keep our neighborhood clean and safe. Oh, my God. Oh, boy. All right, let's shift gears here. MSNBC is talking about maps that should mirror voter percentages. So let's pull up the numbers and look at the percentages of the states. Perfect. Yes, voter representation should mirror what's in the states. So let's see what that means here. This is Steve Bannon with, who's this, Harrison? Here we go.
It's great to be with you, but I'm kind of upset at you. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get back the brain cells you made me lose by listening to that MSNBC panel right before I came on here, okay? And, like, I got to say something about that, okay? I pulled some numbers here because they're talking about this extreme gerrymandering. They're so mad in Texas. And one of these morons on MSNBC actually said, well, the congressional map should be mirror sort of the voting percentages in the state. So I pulled the numbers while he was talking here. Read this real quick. California, Republicans make up 40% of the vote. They get 17% of the seats because they never talk about it when the Democrats do this. Never a word. It's only Republicans. Okay, Massachusetts, Republicans make up 35% of the vote. They get 0 congressional representation. Connecticut, Republicans are 38%. They get 0 seats. New York, 42% of the vote is Republican. They get 26 seats, percentage of the seats. Maryland, Republicans are 38% of the vote. Republicans get 12% of the seats. New Mexico, 44% of the votes Republican, 0 congressional seats. I could go on for pages here. Okay, so like America needs to know.
Hang on. I just brought it. Yeah, I just brought up with DeGrasse all of New England.
Yeah.
All the states. I think the average is 40%, 38 to 40% of Republicans. There's not one Republican in the entire congressional delegation of the entire New England. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut.
Wow, right? That's why Democrats do it, and it looks like it might be undone. Maybe it's a good idea. Peter Navarro here, who we recorded in Milwaukee the day he was released from prison. He went to the convention, and we caught him doing a brief interview. Check that out. It's on our YouTube and Rumble page, Peter Navarro. But he says here, this was the son of a bitch that put me in leg irons, perp walked my fiance, apparently lied to the grand jury to secure my indictment. Karma's a bitch. From the New York Post, FBI has ousted top officials involved in January 6 prosecutions. How do I close this? Why is this in front of me? What a terrible website. Former FBI acting director Brian Driscoll. What is happening? This website is trash. Why can't they just build ads into the thing we're looking at where it doesn't do this pop-up stuff? My goodness. New York Post, terrible user experience. Another ad down here. Stop. Just embed the... Oh, my God. Former FBI acting director Brian Driscoll, Steve Jensen, acting director in charge of the Washington Field Office, and Special Agent Walter Giardina are all getting forced out as part of a purge that's expected to include other key officials in the Bureau. Driscoll, who served as acting director before Kash Patel was confirmed earlier this year, revealed his firing in an email to employees, reported by NBC. Look at this villain. He's got the dastardly mustache and all. It's not lost on me that I'm rocking a mustache. Well, I'm rocking a very short bearded situation. Last night, I was informed that tomorrow will be my last day in the FBI. I understand that you may have a lot of questions regarding why, for which I currently have no answers. No cause has been articulated at this time, he wrote in the missive. Please know, blah, 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 blah. So he's gone, and Peter Navarro is happy. How do I close this and go back to the X? So many tabs. To the X post here. No, gerrymandering was not the star on Leave It to Beaver. Thanks, Kenneth. Jerry. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the dude's name. I'm going to let it go and see if I can figure it. I guess it's Jerry Mathers. DC Drano here reports there are millions of Republicans living in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, and Vermont. And you know how many GOP seats they have in Congress? 0. Democrats have gerrymandered this country for decades. There we go. And now they're mad that Republicans are finally fighting back. Yeah. Why shouldn't other areas have their representation? All right, this is terrible here. This dude was attacked in such a way. I mean, like his face was just absolutely destroyed here. It's a horrible picture to watch. Libs of TikTok reports that Patrick Bryce, who was caught on video violently assaulting and beating 2 elderly pro-life advocates outside of Planned Parenthood, will receive 0 jail time. I hesitate to even show you this beating. I hate these videos. But the fact that they're not destroying these people and putting them behind bars for attempted murder for a very long time, that dude's face is absolutely destroyed. You don't get to just destroy people on the sidewalk that you don't like. It is unacceptable. Where are the federal civil rights charges on the perpetrator of this attack? It's madness. Had to report that. Rod Martin says the 2020 census was rigged against Republicans. The Census Bureau's own audit proves it. Blue states got overcounted, red states got undercounted, and it handed Democrats power they didn't earn. Here's a thread explaining all the ways how. Go check that out. That's where I have to tell you to go to cisa.gov/rumor control for countervailing views. I tell you this under duress because social media companies might delete content if they think we're spreading countervailing or disinformation or misinformation. Remember all that? Oh, we remember. We haven't been free to speak on the internet for years, thanks to Biden, Obama, deep state. Thank you much. We're still here. We're still kicking, fighting through all that censorship, trying to gain our audience, trying to build revenue, trying to expand, despite all of your efforts to censor us, silence us, demonetize us. We're still pushing. Here on the TNAM Daily Show, division of the Agree to Disagree show here on the New American Media. All right, here's a video from Real Robert saying this is 7 minutes and 27 seconds of seditious conspiracy captured on videotape on American soil January 6th. He's claiming you undercover Metro Police and Capitol Police dress as Trump supporters chanting USA in our house while encouraging protesters to climb scaffolding and walls screaming, help them up, push them up, push them up. Protester says now they're letting everyone in. There ain't nowhere to go. MPD says, yeah. MPD officer, I think they're going to trap everyone in. Another MPD officer, yeah. Let me quote and ask Ford Fisher, one of the foremost experts on the topic. Do you concur with the conclusion drawn from Real Roberts about what this clip proves? I'm going to say what this J6 clip. I could ask Grok, but I'd rather ask Ford Fisher of News to Share. So go check that out and tell me in the comments, tag us, do you think that this is a fair interpretation of what this is? I've seen stuff from Real Robert that doesn't quite jive with the accuracy standards I'm aiming at. I think it's a bit of a lower batting average, and I fully expect Ford to probably debunk it if I were just putting a bet blind. I don't know, but that's what I would guess. Anyway, listen to this guy. This guy is speaking for me and everybody else. We need to do something in America. I am over this whole mortgage situation. It all is stolen by the banksters. You're making a huge monthly payment and it's not paying down your principal. You pay and you pay and you pay and you pay and nothing happens. Americans should be able to buy a home with no interest. You want 0.5% interest or a 1% maximum, and maybe 2% of the loan is interest payments each month, and 98% goes to getting you a house that's paid off free and clear so it can become an asset and you can start to build your generational wealth. No. They backload it so you're barely paying any principal, and the banksters are stealing the generational wealth from us in our homes. And that principal almost, I mean, it barely changes. This guy put this video out. Usury is supposed to be one of the worst sins ever. It's debt in servitude, I think is the word I was looking for. Indentured servitude, slavery. Anyway, here's Jake Nokekis.
Me and my wife went and did the pre-approval process for a mortgage loan yesterday, and what the fuck are you talking about? It doesn't upset me for us because we aren't the average American family. I work a very niche job in the oil field. I make a very good income. My wife is a nurse. She does very good for herself, and combined, we have a very comfortable living in our home. But for the average American, this is way fucking far out of reach. In our area, we live in East Texas, okay? A good home is going to be at least $400,000, if not $450,000 to $500,000, okay?
I mean, is it that way around you? I mean, 300 and you got quite a bit of work that needs done on the place. 300 and you have a ton of work to do on the place. To be fair, that's what the situation was in 2006 when I got my first place in Los Angeles, like to a T. 300 and you needed to redo the whole damn thing. Roof, exterior painting, gutters, downspouts, landscaping, bricks, mailboxes, driveways, pressure gauges, plumbing, piping, windows, floors, ceilings, fixtures, bathroom, kitchen, like everything needed redone. I mean, a decent house is 400 now. Is that really where we're at? 400, 500, depending where you're living.
Okay. I try to explain this to my mom. She's telling me, oh, y'all just go get you a little $200,000 house. Mama, these $200,000 houses are fucking rundown shack. We're looking at the
Yeah, they're crack houses. Anything in the ones are crack houses.
numbers, looking at our income, looking at our credit, and they have us at $450,000, 5% down, which is $22,000. Thank God we got a little bit of money saved. They have our mortgage after PMI, after insurance, after taxes at $4,636 a month. What the fuck are you talking about, okay? And the thing is, we could afford it. We actually could afford to spend that money on a mortgage every month. But a $5,000 mortgage? Who are y'all selling these fucking houses to? Because we are outliers, okay? Not everybody is fortunate to have the jobs that we have. What about the regular fucking families that bring in combined $100,000 a year? They will never qualify for this. What the fuck is like? Me and my
So there's a lot of that going around. Total cost, the principal will be $427,000 plus interest of it's $897,000 in interest. You're paying double the value of the house in just interest. Double. You just paid $1.7 million for a $450,000 home. That's how much we're being robbed in America. I thought usury is supposed to be illegal. I thought indentured servitude and debt slavery was illegal. What are we doing? Why can't we instantly modify and refinance? Imagine I got a new program to try. We sort of all lean on each other for this. What if we all have a 0%, 1% maximum to cover some overhead? Because you'll have to have people working and transferring titles and recording. A lot of it will just be digitized. But imagine where we could sign up and buy our loan. Excuse me, not buy it, but we would sell our loan to the community loan program through our government. Guess what? No interest. And when I say no interest, I'll just say maybe it's 0.5% for fees on, just the overhead. People pencil pushing and filing documents and title deed, this, that, the other. You do need employees, and there is an expense involved with some paperwork, but not a lot. It's usually at time of purchase, time of sale. There's really not a lot in between. And a lot of this could be streamlined if we just had the desire to do so. What if we could instantly sell our mortgage to the government mortgage program that buys it? 99% of what we pay goes directly to the principal. And maybe we stay on our amortization schedule and we have it mapped out for 30 years. Or maybe we start paying more to get rid of it quicker. Or maybe if we're going through a tough time, we have a bunch of equity and we can reduce it. And then you could pay a lesser amount and then just extend it out. Maybe imagine what would happen if we had options in the mortgage marketplace where 90% of what you're paying each month isn't stolen by banksters. Just $100 bills, just flushing them in the toilet every month. Flush. Nah, I don't need to pay. I don't need to go grocery shopping. Flush. I don't need to pay insurance. Flush. I don't need to take my pet to the vet. Flush. Hundreds of dollars just being thrown away, being stolen. You know how quickly you could pay off a mortgage if 100% of what you were, it'd be done in 10 years, 10 months, 10 days, 10 minutes. And then imagine how much equity and leverage that would free up the purchase power of someone that could then add an addition to their house. They could beautify it, add a new roof, and they could paint and get a new driveway, and they could whatever they need. Imagine the upward mobility potential for American citizens if we did that. 2% to the big guy, yeah. Hello, Jen and Nick. Welcome. It's just, you paid $1.7 million for $450,000 house. That's insane. Yeah, BlackRock, after successfully outbidding a single mother of four in the housing market. Yeah, I'll share that. I don't like the privatization of our housing. We need to get these back into the hands of homeowners, American citizens. All right. Truth Justice here puts out a 31-minute clip. I'm not going to play it, but I'll read you. Oh shit, that's a paragraph. It's like a whole page. What do we say? Try it this way. This is a claim that Trump is blackmailed by Israel. Jewish Israeli intelligence officer confirms Netanyahu is blackmailing President Trump, and it was Israel who released the Wall Street Journal Epstein-Trump birthday card as a warning to Trump not to interfere with Israel's plans for Gaza. Bill Clinton blackmailed along with former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak through Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of claims here. It's on this Going Underground show, 32 minutes. It's on the feed. Watch it and comment. Tell us what you think. Actually, I'll just ask Grok to, let's see. Grok, would you agree with the assertions and conclusions made within this video? Let's see if Grok can answer that. All right. Greg Price says, if you want to know why South Park never took swings at Joe Biden the same way they've been doing to President Trump, the show's lawyer also just so happens to be the guy who funded Hunter Biden's legal defenses. Did you know that? Is that even true? They ask, who is Kevin Morris, Hunter Biden's sugar brother lawyer? He's given millions to President Joe Biden's troubled son, but made bank through working with South Park creators, allegedly. All right, not sure about that, but I'll dig into that later. Greg Price usually does a pretty good job, I think, putting info out. And he's asking, what does he say in his bio? St. Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. Joshua 1, chapter 9. St. Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. All right. So here's Mar-a-Lago, South Park. Did you watch the new episode? Are you watching the new episode? Clandestine has a take on the South Park thing. They just signed a huge deal. Clandestine says, I'm a diehard South Park fan, and I'm in favor of being able to poke fun at celebrities and elected officials. But I find it noteworthy that they just completely ignored the last 4 years of Biden being a vegetable and are now all in on bashing Trump all of a sudden. This comes after South Park made fun of the anti-vaxxers and conspiracy theorists during the pandemic, and all those people turned out to be right about everything. Clandestine continues. Then in 2020, Trey and Matt said they wanted to take a break from politics after getting everything wrong about Trump, Russia, COVID, vaccines, and more. They said they just wanted to get back to being funny while completely ignoring Biden being a walking joke factory for 4 years. Just to fire back up the political episodes as soon as Trump comes back. If South Park would have made fun of Biden, I wouldn't have said anything, but they didn't. So now this Trump bashing just comes off as politically motivated. South Park prides themselves for supposedly going after everyone, but they let Biden and the Democrats off the hook for the last 8 years. As a lifelong South Park fan, it has been disappointing to see this franchise fall off. And it all started around the 2016 election. It's never been the same. There have been some funny moments, but something changed. So do you agree or disagree with that? Love to hear your thoughts on that. Have you been watching this season of South Park? I have not, but I would like to. But reading stuff like this means maybe I don't want to. New American Media posted a response saying, fair take. Where were Trey and Matt when we had an illegitimate vegetable puppet from 20 to 24? We all saw the grand conspiracy that wove through that storyline, but South Park uncharacteristically avoided the obvious topic at a far too high percentage. Oh, that could have said at far too high a percentage. Kind of weird. All right, this was something silly about vendors at WNBA games. I mean, come on now. You've heard the stories about people at WNBA games throwing dildos onto the field. I guess this is also a thing. It's not just it's not just a WNBA thing or an anti-woman thing. I guess Tom Brady, people threw a dildo on the field for Tom Brady. So there's more to the story. I wish there weren't. It's stupid. I mean, even if it were something that was super soft and wouldn't hurt you, you can't chuck something down at players on the field to play. Like, you just can't do that. I don't consider myself to be a rubadonga expert. Rubadonga. I think that was a Jim Rome phrase. Rubadonga or something like that. I think they had a fake, like the Wizinator. I think he called it a rubadonga, or one of the callers did, and they just kept referring to the joke. If players would test positive for performance-enhancing substances or illicit substances, they would get somebody else's pee, and they'd put on like a fake penis, and they'd load it with the pee. You know. So there's that. They're throwing dildos at people at WNBA games. It's so stupid. Look, it's funny just because it's funny. It's also funny because it's neon green. Well, I mean, I guess it's also a little bit funny because the WNBA takes themselves so seriously, and I'm so tired. I'm so tired of being lectured by the WNBA people. I don't need to care more about your sport. I don't. And I don't hate you. I just, you got a superstar in Caitlin Clark. It might make sense if you didn't let the league absolutely destroy her. It's your moneymaker. Ride it. Make a bunch of money. Have some fun. It's entertainment. Yeah, it's competition. But the league isn't protecting her. The league's being petty and bitter. And you can't help but ignore the fact that it might be racially motivated against the white girl in a league that's dominated by non-white girls. There's a bunch of interesting little storylines and how tacky Angel Reese is. And she sucks at basketball, or she's great, depending on who you are and who you're rooting for. I don't care. She's no Dennis Rodman. She just gets all of the shots that she misses and puts another bad shot up and catches that. Whoa, she had 4 rebounds on that play. Yeah, because she can't make it layup. That's not a accomplishment. It's pretty bad. Anyway, I'm against throwing things on the field that would hurt people. I know. I'm also a Cleveland Browns fan, and we had Bottlegate, where the referees did something so egregious. They allowed the Browns ran another play, and then the referees blew the next play dead and said, we're going to review 2 plays ago and then they reversed the ruling. You can't undo a play once you've run another play, but they did it anyway, and they made an excuse for why, and the fans threw all their bottles onto the field. They stopped selling bottles because of that game. We had batteries thrown at us around when I was in high school in the state championship game. They were throwing ice snowballs and ice balls and batteries at us going into the locker room at halftime. We were winning the Division I state championship at halftime. We ended up losing, but we put up a fight. I mean, we fought hard. We played a tough game, a tough team. Yeah, anyway, that's happening. They're throwing neon dildos at WNBA games. All right, Charlie Kirk says, here's an important story that everyone is missing, and it was just flagged for me by someone in the know. When President Trump floated the idea of seizing federal control over Washington, D.C. to stop crime, the press raced to point out that crime is falling. Residents report otherwise, but the stats and the science suggest that the city is safer than it's been in years. Just one problem. At this very moment, a D.C. police commander has been suspended and is getting investigated for allegedly tweaking crime stats to make them look lower than they are in reality. You don't hate these people enough. I mean, you got one job, and that's to keep a clean, safe city. That's your job. Stay out of people's lives. Just keep the common areas clean and safe from crime. That's it. That's really all people want you around for. Don't get nosy with people. But if it's the same repeat offenders, you lock them up and you keep them put away. And you give them a warning. Go, hey, buddy, you can't hang out on this corner. You can't be dealing drugs. You can't be stealing shit. You're going away for a while, and we'll give you some treatment. And at some point, we might let you out with good behavior. But if you do it again, you're going back for a sentence that's double as long. Do you want to spend all your time in jail? We'll just keep you here. We can just voluntarily keep you committed if this is better for you, because you're not working out in society. It's not working for you as a free-range human. That's not being a dick. It's being a dick to let the dicks back out into public. Speaking of dildos. Jeez, this went off the rails. So they're tweaking the crime stats to make them look lower artificially. Charlie Kirk continues, and DC's police union says that his suspension is just the tip of the iceberg. The union says its investigation has revealed that cops all over the city are routinely pressured by command staff to downgrade felonies so they don't appear on the MPD or FBI's violent crime database statistics. My God. This all on the heels of Big Balls jumping into a robbery. There was the attempted carjacking of a woman, and Big Balls jumped in, and he got beaten by a bunch of monsters that need to be thrown in cages. You're trying to carjack? Hey, a carjacking is when you have the right to defend yourself with lethal force. If you are brazen enough to try to steal my automobile while I'm inside of it, I am assuming that you're an armed individual if you're going to be that stupid. I'll be damned if I'm going to let you harm me. Hell no, I'm not getting out of that is my personal space. How dare you invade my personal space? Oh, we're going to block roads and we're going to protest and riot and flip cars. All right, you're messing around and you're about to find out. That is bad idea, people. Bad idea. Bad idea. So they're lowering the violent crime database statistics, and things are bad and they need to be fixed. How much of the crime drop is just Democrat machine politicians lying to the public? Perfect. Well said. Leading report says new body cam footage obtained by NPR reveals senior DOJ advisor urging January 6 rioters to K police at the Capitol. What?
Hey, you guys are disgusting. I'm former law enforcement. You're disgusting. You are the Nazi. You are the Gestapo. You can't see it because you're chasing your pension, right? Your pension, your retirement, right? That's what runs your life, your retirement. The sad thing is they're not even going to get their pension because it's going to be worthless. Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Yeah! Fuck that! Yeah!
Wow. Yeah, kill me, says. Officer Robert Neuenhouse III's body-worn camera. reminder, the New American Media was there that day. Have you ever seen our footage? Did you ever watch our footage? What page is this? View my channel. Where is that? Did you ever watch this? This is me filming January 6th. Very wild times. This guy comes out, he's aiming his weapon right in people's faces.
So it's getting to him.
These people are throwing things inside. There we go. Now he's aiming at people. That got people to back up. Just put fucking stuff in. And then right there's the moment to push it all back. The flash bangs, and then they start going on the offense. Man, that was some potent. That was some potent. Here it goes. When it reached me, I couldn't see or breathe or... This is the end of January 6th. We got to play this exact moment where the pushback, pushed back. And there you go. That's where they gained a little bit of control. And then right at the end, I start losing my ability to breathe. My camera's taking. I had to get out of there. So yeah, this is a story I'm going to closely follow for the rest of my life. How about you? Officer Linwood Thornton's body-worn camera. I'm hearing get him, kill him, like kind of a mix between those two things.
Hey, you guys are disgusting.
Trying to instigate. Weird. Economist Stephen Moore reveals the Biden Bureau of Labor Statistics overcounted the number of jobs by 1.5 million under Biden. All the numbers were rigged under Biden. Every damn number, says MJ Truth Ultra. Calls it absolutely criminal. Representative MTG says no foreign lobbying. America first. AIPAC is sending fundraising emails attacking her for saying the most truthful and easiest thing to say, that October 7 in Israel was horrific and all hostages must be returned. But so is the genocide, humanitarian crisis, and starvation happening in Gaza. So she says she can't be bought and she's not backing down. She's fighting for America only. And AIPAC is lying to their donors about Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying she's betraying American values. The reality is she claims the AIPAC is 1,000,000% serving and lobbying for a foreign country, Israel. So there you have it. All right. And there you have today's show. I'm going to hit reset, get a couple things handled, and then I'm going to be back. Lions of Liberty. Can you guys all quickly open up a second tab on YouTube or Rumble or both and go to Lions of Liberty, hit subscribe, and check out the Meme Wars show today. We're going to talk about funny memes. And if you have any funny memes, actually, I'm calling on you all to tag me with your funny memes and put them on X, would you? Send your funny memes on X. Tag American_media_, and we'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern, about an hour and a half on Lions of Liberty. So please subscribe onto that show. All right. So I'm going to hit reset, and I'll hopefully see you in about 90 minutes. I appreciate you. I love you. And we will talk to you again soon. Join us on this new show. I've never been on Meme Wars before, so I'm looking forward to it. Appreciate you. Love you. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Oh, And I may or may not have a show tomorrow morning, another schedule, another appointment, another task, another thing scheduled. But do not fret, Monday for sure. Maybe Saturday evening. We'll see how it all shakes out. But don't be surprised if you're like, well, where is he today? Well, it's a Saturday and there's a lot of things going on. So that might be where things are. But, also just the quick reminder as we're asking you to follow Lions of Liberty, libertarian-based group of guys that I've known from Los Angeles for a decade and a half now, 2 decades. We're asking for 700 pennies to get tossed in our wishing well. If you have a device and you can go to the New American Media and click on a 3-hour podcast and just let it play, check out some of our old content and let it play. We need 700 minutes right now. We're in the qualification window. We have 700 pennies. We need each hour is a penny. Can you do 10? Can you do 20? Can you pull up some shows on a couple devices and shoot our video? We just need 700 pennies to get the monetization back. They stripped that from us years ago. And only recently have we been within striking distance of, you know what, maybe we should try to get it back. Maybe they'll just take it away again. I mean, whatever. I hate to even bother with that trash site, that trash company of surveillance, of political persecution. But it is still the largest library this side of the Library of Alexandria YouTube. So if anyone is open to it, please consider watching some previous content from the New American Media over the last 14 years, 2,000 episodes. Pick your favorite, find some interesting. Oh, I didn't know they talked to so-and-so. Check it out. And let some stuff play on a tablet or a phone or a laptop. Just let it play in the background and just crank those numbers up. Every 60 minutes is a penny in the wishing well. It's almost like I'm asking you to mine Bitcoin for me. Can you mine some Bitcoin by letting some videos play for some extra hours? If 7 people did 100 hours each, we could get our monetization in no time. And if you have 4 devices, that would be 25 hours. That would be 1 day of marathon binging. Or if we had 20 people, you get my point. Anything you can do would be appreciated. We're trying to just click that back in. Something to consider. Love to have that back as part of our repertoire for the funding mechanism for the New American Media. Will your cat enjoy it? Yes, your cat would absolutely enjoy it. Lake Leon proving to be an absolute superstar. He got 7 hours in yesterday. That's 7 pennies. I don't care if some people think that's nothing. You start stacking pennies before you know it, you're at 10, you're at 20, you're at 30, you're at 40. You know, like you're bragging in a locker room. Hey, look at that. Look at the size. Anyway, but yeah, 700 pennies. It adds up fast. Lake Leon, appreciate you. And hopefully you're enjoying some of the content. I'm not just asking you to put it on an old cell phone or an old laptop or an old PC and just let it play. And when you think about it, you walk past it, you hit play on another one and just let it go. Or, engage, leave a comment. Or if you're out in the yard, check out a previous episode. Comments help, thumbs up help. All of it helps. Anyway, yes, your cat will enjoy it. I promise, Kenneth, your cat will enjoy it. All right, I'm going to sign out for now. I appreciate you. I love you. And we will talk to you again soon. 3 o'clock, Lions of Liberty. Lions of Liberty. Go subscribe. Tell them TNAM sent you. And we'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern for Meme Wars. Share your funniest memes and tag at American_media_. Penny for your punditry. Indeed. All right, take care, everybody. Peace.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.